Good afternoon, guys. So we are here with a haul, and this is a rather large one, a Craftaholic. This hasn't all come from Amazon, but this is an accumulation of online crafting hauls, where I have spent a few weeks scouring the interwebs for bargains to do with mainly junk journaling, because it can be expensive. Well, it can't. I mean, it is what it is. It's junk journaling, you know, it's junk. So it can be inexpensive, and none of this is absolutely necessary. But I've already actually started buying some of this before I found the junk journal junkies groups and some of the other YouTubers, junk journal YouTubers from the group. And it's not a case of, oh, I'll go and buy that because such body like this, Tracy Fox, uses one of these. But I'd already ordered one because I was looking at something else and this popped up and it was like, oh, that looks cool. I will get one of them because I like that rough and ragged edge look. And then a couple of days later, I was watching a Tracy Fox video and she was using it and I was like, oh, wow. So some of them I admit, some of them I have gone, oh, such a body's using that, and it's been a really good recommended, like the Fabri-Tac glue. Besides needing a glue other than PVA, because it doesn't work for what I want it to, this was a buy simply because Gail and Tracy and Moira and half a dozen others use this glue. So it's like, well, if they're all using this and raving about it, it's obviously a must-have glue. So, yeah, some of it is because that's what they've used and what they've recommended. This, oh, I've had this on order for ages. But because I'm a bit thrifty and a skinflint where money's concerned, it took a while to get here. And then I forgot I had it. It came and I actually forgot I had it, so I haven't used it yet. It hasn't even been opened. So, yeah, so we're going to go through it all bit by bit. And I've got right in the slap bang in the bottom of here, I think, anyway, I haven't tested it out properly yet, but I think I have a pretty neat solution to some of other people's... Oh, everybody suddenly started using a glass craft mat, glass craft cutting mat. I'd like one of them, but I don't like the price. So I think I may have found a bit of a nifty thrifty solution to that, but we'll see. I haven't taken it out of the wrapper and put it to the test, but I did lay it on top and thought, oh yes, it looks like it's going to work. So we'll see at the end when I've got through the box, because there's a lot. So anyway, first off, ruler. Nothing majorly special, and it is just pure laziness because you can rip yourself, but basically it's just the edges I wanted it for, to be able to butt your paper up against and tear to get that jaggedy edge. Pure laziness. But I can't even begin to say, oh, I got this for such a thing from such place, because I've had a few of them a while. I've just been hoarding them up in a box, and then I can do a big haul video. So I've no idea. It come off Amazon. I know that came off Amazon. Don't ask me how much it were because I can't remember that. This was, I must admit, a bit of a luxury buy. Can't remember, like I said, I can't remember the prices of them, but this was a bit of a luxury buy because I'd seen it and I'm thinking, oh, I so want some of that. And it's got nothing really to do with the fact that it's a Tim Holtz and everybody raves about him. Yes, he's great. Yes, he has some absolutely amazing stuff, really good quality, but I'm not really one for going for names. I just go off, I really like that and the price is good, so I'll get it. But this was a bit of a luxury one because... yeah, and it's tissue wrap, so it's kind of like tissue paper stroke, to me, like baking paper. Ouch, keep forgetting about that. It's got a serrated edge on it for obviously cutting it off, but it is good quality, I'll give it that, definitely give it that. But look, thing is, now I've got the typical, like the stationery obsession. I've got to have it because it looks nice, and then I get it going, I don't want to write in it because my handwriting's scruffy and I'll make it look rubbish. Yeah, well, now I've got it, I don't want to use it because it's too pretty to cut up. But look, it is basically just a roll of absolutely yumminess. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I am assuming, or I'm hoping anyway, that sooner or later the pattern repeats. Yes, it does. Oh, that's not too bad then, but there is a really decent amount on there. Really good quality. It's strange, tissue paper, but it doesn't feel flimsy like tissue paper, and it's not. I mean, it's crinkly, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't feel like baking paper either. It's a weird one. But definitely, oh, it's like I can't wait to use it, but I'm absolutely devastated about having to cut it up. This is one of them that I could quite happily just buy and put to one side and never use. Just get it out and look at it every now and then, stroke it, put it back. Yeah, because I'm weird like that, guys. Is anybody else like that? Mainly with stationery, but is anybody else like that? But there is, look at this, there is a phenomenal amount on there. It's really, really good quality, and yeah, I'm cool. I'm so looking forward to that. So looking forward to chopping bits off that. And I think this is one of them that will be used sparingly to make it last for as long as I can. So we have that too. And then we have the much needed vintage photo. I don't think there's one video I've watched yet, even before I found the Junk Journal Junkies groups, any journal, well, any YouTube journaler or anybody I know who does them that does not use vintage photo, or what's the other ones, frayed burlap, and oh, what's the other one, there's another one, it is the vintage photo, frayed burlap, and another one, and I can't, my mind's gone now, I can't think of it. Maybe it'll come to me while we're doing it. Then obviously the glue, the tacky Fabri-Tac glue. So I've got to have that somewhere. I only bought the little one, so it'll probably last me a minute. Going off the videos, it'll probably last me like 3 seconds. Then we have this lace, yummy lace. I have no idea who this comes from. It came from Amazon. Apparently Warline, whatever. But yes, it was a Amazon purchase. Can't remember how much it were, but it wasn't expensive either. But my way of thinking at the time was, I don't have any lace or anything, which I didn't at the time. I have now. Not just this, I've accumulated a bit of a stash since then. Didn't have anything like this at the time. And and I must admit, this was a case of watching videos going, oh wow, but that lace really finishes it off, and I love that. So yes, this was a buy based on the fact, well, journals look gorgeous with lace on, so I need some lace. And I specifically stuck with the plain white one because I want to be able to coffee dye and tea dye this like some of the others, because apart from I do love coffee and tea dyeing, it does look really effective, and I'm looking into other forms of dyeing with colours sooner or later. So right, come on, fasten back up now. But they are all, I'm not going to get them all out, but they are all different widths, different sizes. I think they're all the same meterage or whatever. Are they in meters or yards? I'm not sure, I haven't looked. I think they're in meters. It just says 49 yards of lace trim, but I think that's 49 yards over. It will be 49 yards over the 15 rolls. There's 15 rolls altogether. And like I said, there's some thick one, medium one, thin ones like that one. I don't know what the patterns are like on them, but I'm not bothered. But there's a good little selection there, so I'm really pleased about that. Like I said, no idea how much it were, but I know it wasn't much. And I think I'll be getting some more after seeing the quality of them. This wasn't so much because of the videos, the junk journal videos. This is because I've had this in my basket for ages. Because before doing the junk journaling, I was doing back to scrapbooking and excuse me, sorry guys, I've been to Taylor's School's Macmillan coffee morning this morning, so coffee and cake. But anyway, like I was saying, before the junk journaling kicked in, I went back to scrapbooking and like folio album making. So this has been in my basket on Amazon for ages, and it just happened to come down in price. So I'm like, yeah, bye. I do that a lot. I throw things in my Amazon basket or wherever, and then I sit and wait on them for ages until they come down in price. Because I'm stingy that way. This is a blender. Yeah. Well, applicator, okay, for when we are inking around the edges of stuff. I can't remember how much that were, but that was bought when it had come down in price in a sale as well. But it's got replaceable pads. And then after purchasing, after all, it was in my basket for a while, and then after actually purchasing it, when it come down in price, I stumbled across some videos where people are now using, not that I bought that because that's what they're using, people are now using the makeup blending things, like little cushion foam pad things, and I'm like, oh my god, if I'd have seen that before that even came down in price, I wouldn't have bought that, because I have tons of them. Not the little round ones that they're using, but I have some that are shaped like half cake shapes, and round ones, and yeah, foundation applicators. I've got a bag full of them that I got from Pound Shop that would do the same thing. They're just a different shape. So I'm going to root them out of the wardrobe, because I very rarely wear makeup anyway, but I'm going to root them out of the wardrobe and keep them on hand and use them. And then, what else did, oh, this, I was so excited about this. I love doilies, absolutely love doilies, always have done. I've used them forever and a day for different things before, long before coming back to this sort of crafting. So when I found these, I was like, yay, because the doilies that I have came from the Pound Shop, and the big round ones, but they're kind of too big to go in a lot of journals, so I'm having to cut them down, and then they don't look as pretty. So when I found these, I was so excited. I'm like, oh my god, that's perfect. I haven't even opened them yet, and there's quite a lot in there. I'm not sure it tells you how many's in it, but there's quite 100 pieces. 100 pieces in here, so that will keep me going for a while, and I'm so excited about rectangle ones. Yeah. So, really pleased about that. They weren't much either. Let's put that on there. And then we have this miniature scoreboard. This was kind of inspired by, oh my gosh, Gail's got one of them. Because I saw Gail using it. I've actually since then seen others using it. But I saw Gail using one of these, and I'm like, I need one of them. I really, really actually need one of them, because it's handy to just have on the desk. And also because I have this one. It's a We Are Memory Keepers. I have this one. Once again, the We Are Memory Keepers. And it's the big one because it does the 12 by 12. Open it the right way. It's big enough to do the 12 by 12 papers. It folds in half for easy storage, which is good. I love that. And then it's got little things on the side where you clip it together. It's got the little, well, bone folded plastic, I think it is, folder in it, which is great. And it's got the trimmer on it. Yeah. The worst buy ever. I'm sorry to anybody else who doesn't agree, but seriously, I wish I'd never bought it. I really do. And I bought this way before I found any of the junk journalers. I've had this about 6 months. But honestly, way before. This was when I started back doing the like folio album, photo album, folio scrapbooking side of things. Honestly, I wish I'd never bought it. It is rubbish, because one, you can't score properly, especially if you need to score down this middle line or thereabouts. I love the fact it's got the actual these, so like 1/2 inch, 3/4, 10 7/8, because I have no idea what they are on a ruler. So I absolutely love that. But it's even together. Look, it's flimsy. And this, oh my word, 3 or 4 cuts, and that blunted straight away. I know there is a spare one here that I haven't used yet, but oh, it is the worst cutter ever. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm glad that I didn't sort of like wasn't asked to do a review on this or anything like that, because it wouldn't have been a good one. I mean, it probably would when I got it, because when I got it I thought it was awesome. The one thing I do like about it is when it's shut, that doesn't move, because there's a little groove. There's a little groove there, and that, oh, and I am forever forgetting to move that when I'm measuring, so I end up measuring wrong. But yeah, I like the fact there's a little groove there in the corner, so when it's down and it's shut, it can't move. I mean, that's really cool. Awesome. Love that. It's about the only thing I do love about it. But yeah, so that, perfect. This, I mean, this isn't a haul for this, but I've had this for ages too. Envelope punch board. I've had this about 2 years. I love it. Absolutely love it. I really, really do. Great. Amazing. Yeah, fantastic. Buy one. They're awesome. You don't need one, but they're awesome. Seriously, I'd recommend that forever and a day to anybody. So, but the little one, no. Well, I'm saying little, it's not little. That one, no. I don't know. I really wouldn't. Just don't. We'll end on that subject. But this, yeah, is great. Well, I'm assuming it's great anyway. I'm going to assume it's great. It's got the measurements on, which is fab. Although they only go up in like quarters, which is fine. It's not a problem. I'll figure it out, because I'm assuming that between there are the eighths or whatever, or I'll work it out. But this is going to be so much handier to just have on the desk to quickly grab and score, instead of having to get that big thing out just to make a score line. Yeah, so that was a, oh, I'll get that because Gail's got one and I'm after a smaller one to have around on the desk, so I blame Gail for that. Oh, speaking of cutting boards, because I was so annoyed about that, I have this one, which is awesome, and it come from the pound shop, our local pound shop, years ago. It's actually one that I bought years ago for playing way cutting with kids. I swear I've had it. How long have I had it? God, oh, I can't even begin to imagine. That blade has never been changed, and it is still really sharp. Really sharp. Look, I haven't cut myself, but it's left an indent in my finger, and it still works great. I just don't like the fact that that's lower down, but anyway, that's just one of them things. It still works great, and I've never changed the blade in it, and it's been used a lot. Pound shop, seriously. But it just goes to show you don't need the big expensive things. But then this was another one. Oh, I've got to get one of them. Well, not get one of them, but I'll try one of them, because I was on the lookout for a new board because the other one is rubbish. And I saw Tracy Fox using this. So it's like, oh, I want one of them. But this was mainly a buy mainly because, apart from the fact that she highly recommended it after struggling with one of hers. I don't know what brand hers was that she was having trouble with, but she struggled with it. But yeah, this one. Come out. Oh, here we go. What am I doing wrong? Excuse the noise clumping in the background, guys. It's nothing to do with the house. The bin men are here. Yeah, it's got the thing, and it's basically I'll take 12 by 12 paper, so that's cool. But I actually really liked the fact that it's a scoreboard as well as a cutter as well as a trimmer. But I like this about it. You just open that up and oh, there isn't a blade in it, but you just open that up and pop your blade in and then close it up and it's done. How easy is that? It's so easy to change. I have left it, there's two in there, one, and it tells you as well, one of them's a scoring blade, one of them's a straight blade, which is your cutter. But you can buy other blades as well that do like jagged edges and different cuts and stuff, which is really great. So, but I really like the fact that it's so easy to just slot it in and take it out. And I haven't used it yet, but it seems really good. It seems to move smoothly. Obviously take that out when you need to cut, put it in when you need to score. So I thought we'd give it a whirl. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm quite impressed with that. And it's got the little scory lines on it, but I'm not too fussed about that because I've got that now. So yeah, I'll just pop that back over there out the way, because I've got a separate tub for keeping stuff like that in, because I've got a few different ones like this for a starter. This is ancient. Wow. I've had this since, oh God, since I were a teenager. It come from stationery box in town. Gosh. And it's still going strong. And I've never changed the blade in that. The only thing that bugs me with this is when I'm cutting paper, it squeaks. So, but it's still a good cutting board. I love that one. It's heavy duty though. It weighs a ton. But I have a little tub over to the side there with that stuff in. So, and then this. Let's move on to this next. In fact, I'm going to move these off the desk now because we're getting to the slightly bigger stuff. Well, sort of. Well, move them off the desk. I'll move them over. Ooh. Won't lose it. In fact, the ruler can go in there now with my other rulers. That can stay there. They can move over. The glue can go over there with the other glues because I need that now. This ink can go over there because that's where I'll keep my ink and stuff. That can stay there. Don't worry, guys. I'm talking to myself. But yeah, then I've got this, and this again was I need one of them. I'd seen Moira McDonald using one, and I was like, oh wow, I need one of them because I am rubbish at stamping, rubbish at lining them up and all sorts. So I went on the hunt and I found one. It's a stamping station. I didn't go down the Tim Holtz route or anything. I went down the route of, oh, that's a good price. So that's what we got. It is a, I'm not sure how to say that. Vesen, creative, however, whatever. It's only a small one, but I only need a small one. So, yay, cool. And this is basically for cling stamps, rubber stamps, these style stamps. That I have quite a few of. I mean, these are just a small collection I got a few days ago in some card making magazines. That I don't subscribe to. I just buy them every now and then as a treat for myself from Asda. Them are okay because they're wooden ones, but I do have quite a selection of them in there going on. I need to find different storage for them. But yes, so the aim of the game is you put your paper on there, magnets to keep paper in place, put your stamps on the paper where you want them to go, and then you take that and do that. The stamps then cling to the inside of this, so when you lift the lid up, the stamps are stuck to that. You ink the stamps and then you pop it down and you stamp. Perfect impression, because obviously they're hinged and whatever for pressure. But also, if you don't get quite a good impression the first time, the stamps are still stuck to this, so you just lift it up, re-ink it and go back over it where it needs to be. Because the worst thing ever is taking it off when you're doing it by hand and going, I missed a bit, and then trying to realign it. Oh my word, no. So yeah, I'm really pleased about that, and I can't wait to use this. I'm really excited about that, actually. So, thank you for that, Moira. I've actually since seen a few other people using boards very similar. So mainly the Tim Holtz ones. Is it Tim Holtz? I'm pretty sure it's the Tim Holtz stamping station, but they look a lot bigger. I wasn't bothered about having a huge A5 sized one, A4 sized one. I just want a small one. Moira's version immediately sprung to mind because she said that she used, before doing the junk journal, she used to be a card maker. I'm like, oh, that's right up my street, because I previously, in a few years back, went down the card making route as well. So, alright, right. That's where a lot of my cling stamps, clear stamps, cling stamps have originated from when I used to do cards. But I didn't like it. So anyway, there's an example of it stamped. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using that one. There will be videos on using that too. Stay tuned. And then of course came the actual stamp hoard. Like, yeah, I need some stamps now. New ones. I don't need some stamps, I've got some, but I need some new ones. This was one. Cute little owl. With like a dictionary style font text on it. Cute. Now I have heard actually that you can unmount these from the wood to be able to use in these, but I'm not going to be doing that. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know, we'll see. Because I know that if I don't get a good impression with that, I'm a bit up that there creek without the paddle. But these are perfect for this, and oh, look at these, I love these. Let's do it this way, you can see it better. Cool. A full kind of banner there, like stamps and stuff. Flip-flop in there. Yeah, loving them. Loving that little postcard one. Cool. They'll be good on little tags and then a little film strip. Awesome. Loving that. Got that one. These were all just off Amazon, eBay. Some I was actually gifted. I just threw them in to go with the stamp haul. This, I love this. I love that. Got this off Amazon. And I've actually ordered 3 more. I think I worked it out at 3 more, so I have 4 altogether. Simply because if I want to make something, because of the lettering, if I want to do something like where it says happy birthday, obviously I'm going to need 2 P's and I've only got 1. So it'd be nice to be able to have it all laid out properly first and then stamp it. So I ordered a couple more. But yeah, because I like that font. I think it's really pretty. And then this and this one I was a bit disappointed with, but it's my own fault. It is my own fault for not checking the measurements. I am horrendous at doing this, so I should have known better. I assumed these was like full size, not so much that, but these two especially. I wanted some that were like, well, bigger, should I say. Like, not A5 size, but bigger. Because I've seen YouTubers using like full page stamps, big stamps, these sorts, and I'm like, oh, I really like that idea, that'd be cool. So I went on and I typed it in, like full page stamps, blah de blah, me stupid, not paying attention to the listings and measurements. I was like, yep, definitely script, I like that. And it came, and I'm like, oh, nice. Now I'm expecting it, because it come that way, and I'm expecting it to be like this size. No, look at the size of that. I was like, what? Where's the rest of the stamp gone? But my own fault for not checking measurements. This one I was a little bit more happy with because it is bigger. Now that is the perfect size, and that is the size I would have liked that to have been. So, but either way, I'm still quite excited about using them. And then this one, I was expecting to be a little bit bigger, but each one of them is a little tag. So I'm like, well, actually, that's not too bad. That works a bit to my advantage, because when I'm doing the small dinky tags, I can use that and then cut it out. So I'm quite impressed with that. Just expected it to be bigger, but that's my fault for not checking. And then we have these, which I love this. Vintage train. Love that. And that. Loving it, loving it, loving it. A bit of script, the word traffic. And then a horse and cart. So loving that. That's obviously what they look like when they're stamped. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to using them. So that's the stamp haul. This way. So can't wait for the others of them to come and start playing. So them's the stamps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Actually some more stamps here. Had to buy these, I love these. Cute. These were more, apart from the journal side of things, more for something else in mind. I haven't got it on me to hand at the moment, but one of my crafty friends, Emma over at Raisy Roos, does teddy passports, teddies, dolls, whatever, passports for children, for their teddies. And because the business mascot for... Oh, hang on, just sorry, let me check. I'm not sure whether I've got it here in my bag. It's not in there. No, I haven't, no. I thought I might have had it in my bag with Jackie Unicorn. Our business mascot, Northern Craftaholic UK mascot, is Jackie Unicorn. You'll have seen her around on the page occasionally. Most of the time she's kind of sat there off at centre. She's in my bag at the moment from when we last went on holiday, and we're going on holiday again shortly, so she was in my bag. But yeah, so straight away I'm like, oh, Ruru, do me a passport please. And of course it comes with a picture and everything in and little details, but then a load of blank pages, and I wanted these mainly for Taylor to be able to just stamp on the blank pages to just like, oh look where Jackie's been. Messing about playing, and he thought it were funny, so that were mainly for that, but they will get used. They will be used for journals as well. I mean, nowhere near 1986 in September, but you know. But he thought it were cool. He's like, yeah, because obviously they don't stamp passports anymore, let alone pretend children's ones. Teddy ones, should I say. But yeah, and then I found these, just mainly because I love washi tape, but I couldn't resist these when I found them, and I've seen other YouTubers using these too, other junk journalers and YouTubers using them, so I'm like, oh yeah, I like that, get some of them. So yes, they can either be used as a strip or cut individual, so I'm quite looking forward to opening them and having a play. And then stencils. Oh, that's part of that. Some stencils. I got these off eBay. Actually, this came with this, and I was quite pleased because it's textured paper. I'm like, oh, that will make a nice page in a journal. But yes, so they have pretty, I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be spider web or what, but coffee stain, postcard, flowers, butterflies. Got to have butterflies. Everybody knows I'm crazy about the butterflies. So there's that one. Then there's this one. I love that. That'll look nice in the corner of a journal. Then there's these. Another one there. Loving that. And then there's this. Got Paris, a brick wall stamp, and Paris mark there. Awesome. Patisserie. Cool. Yum yum. And then this one, which was a sewing related one. Cool. Handmade with love. Well, handmade made with love. Loving that. That is a little bit too big to go in a journal, unfortunately, but I'll work a way around it. Zip. Cool. So I couldn't resist them when I spotted them. So yeah, we got them, and then these came separate. These I was gifted actually. A friend said, oh, I bought a load of... She was buying stencils for her children because she's bought them journals. Not junk journals or anything, but like their own little diary journals. And her eldest daughter, she's bought a bullet journal for because she's now wanting to get into all that. She's been watching videos on YouTube and wanted to get into all that. Postman's just been. Wanted to get into all that, and so she's, oh, I need some stencils for this, Mum. Can I have a look at this? And she got them from Wish, and with them came these. And she's like, well, the children don't want them. not what they wanted. They bought a few different bundles and them aren't what she wanted. But some of them look like they'd be ideal for your journal, for your junk journals, vintagey style ones. Would you like them? And I'm like, yeah, how much do you want for them? She said, nothing, just take them, you can have them. So I was like, oh, okay, wicked. Let's get that blue piece of paper, you can see them better against the background. So we've got that, it's actually labelled. So we've got that one. And then there's this one, which probably won't get used actually, but not in the junk journals anyway. I don't know though, it might do. So we've got that one. I love this one. Absolutely love this one, look. I'm like, how does she not want to use that as a dragonfly and everything on it? She said, I know, but she said she didn't want it. So, but I thought that'd be great for you, for your journal. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So we got that one. That one, which could be cool. Little bits of plastic there, whatever. Not finished off properly. And then there's a stars one, which is cool. Then there's this one. So I'm really looking forward to playing with these. This one, cool. I like this one. Loving that particular one. But yeah, so, and then we get to these. Oh, wow, look at that. Roses, gotta love the roses. Everybody knows I'm all about the butterflies and the roses specifically because I live in Lancashire in the United Kingdom, and Lancashire's county emblem is a red rose, so yeah, I go a bit mad for anything roses. And I love roses, they're one of my favourite flowers. Some more there, which is cool, like cornered ones. Just some circles. I'll sort these plastic bits out where they haven't popped out properly. This is cute, I love that. And then last but not least, we get this one, which is pretty cool actually. I'm looking forward to using that one when I've popped all the extra bits of plastic out properly. Looking forward to using that one. But yeah, so I was like, oh, that is wicked, thank you very much. So I actually didn't pay for them. Apparently they come from Wish along with a load of other stencils for bullet journaling. Which I do actually have some stencils for bullet journaling and stuff, so I might look at incorporating them at some stage in journals. But yeah, so I was like, oh, wicked, thank you very much. I'm really pleased about that. So yeah, got some stencils too. Now I'm going to move everything off because I need the space for the next one. Oh goodness. See, I've no specific place to put these yet because I've been hoarding them all in the Amazon box. As and when I've got something else, it's been thrown in the Amazon box with everything waiting to do a video, but I will just shuffle these off the desk out of the way because next up is this, and this I've had in my basket for forever and a day. A long time. I had one of these, oh my goodness, I forgot how heavy it is, one sec. And I mean heavy. I had one of these years ago and got rid of it when I stopped doing the card making, and then when I got back into the scrapbooking side of things, I was like, yeah, I need another one. And especially the journaling side of things, because I don't want to be sat here forever and a day cutting out stuff. So this is, it's dusty because it's been sat over there in the corner. I have used it a couple of times. I think I need to actually put it, I've still got the box. I think I need to put it in the box when I'm back in the box when I'm not using it and stop it from getting dusty. So yeah. Catters on it and everything now. But yeah, so this is a Sizzix die cutter, and I just scooted everything inside there so that it was out of the way. So obviously there's the instructions, the cutting boards, stuck to it, the cutting boards, the platform for cutting on different things, well, cutting on and then embellishing, which is great because I have some not stencils, yeah. Well, they are stencils actually, but they will embellish. So yeah, I got this on offer when it was on a huge reduced sale a few months back. So I have had it a while, I won't lie. Oh my word, it's absolutely dusty. See, this is the only problem with plastic. It's just... Oh, I can't even put that back in. Right, so... Right. Now go. Get back in there. Right, that way. There we go. Back in there, out the way. So yeah, I got that. Anyway, that come from Amazon. Let's move it out the way. And then obviously because I got that, came in the die cuts. And this had to be done. Doilies! Dies. 4 doilies. Paper doilies. Had to be done. There's some paper doily shapes, and then there's, oh, I'm in frame, paper doily shapes, and then little banner shapes, hello, joy, nice little one there. So yeah, really looking forward to that, because I can do proper doilies now. The right size, and I love the fact that they come in their own little folders. So I can actually take them out of the packets if I wanted to, because they come in their own like little plastic envelope folders, which is so cool. But yeah, look, awesome, cute little doily shapes, loving it. Can't wait to use these, and they will be getting used because I love doilies. So I just love the fact that I can now do some smaller ones that will fit in the journals properly, instead of the bigger ones. And now I've got the rectangle shaped ones anyway, but I love the fact I can do some small circular ones. So the packet's stuck to it, and I probably will keep them in the packets because I'm a bit OCD like that. I've just ripped it, but never mind. And then these, because you know, you just once in a while get carried away and go, oh, I want one of them, which I did with this. And then as usual, a few days later, when everybody had stopped, well, everybody was raving about them, videos went up of people going, well, do you know, you don't need to buy the die cut because you could do it this way, and making their own versions, which is great. But I am, well, I'm lazy. But you know, I thought actually this is probably something that I would use a lot of in journals. I will probably use this a lot. So it goes that way up, and that's just to be able to cut that out separate and then stick it on there if you wanted to, like a little plaque like it shows there. But yeah, I thought, you know what, this is something I probably would use a lot in journals. So instead, it's nice to be able to sit there and cut your own yourself, but I thought, you know what, simply for quickness, I'm getting the die cut anyway. Well, I was glad I got the die cut anyway. So yeah, definitely not a wasted purchase, should I say. It will get used, and I suspect it will get used a lot. So I am still really pleased I bought that. In we go. Yeah, see, everything's getting stuck. Oh, sorry, knocked the camera. And then this, which is another lazy, pure laziness, another lazy way of cutting paper that looks like it's been roughly torn. I'm not going to take them all out, but there's different sizes, so yeah, great. See, it even shows you there how to die cut as well, which is great. So love that. See, I've torn that paper too. But yeah, so that was literally just pure laziness on my part, thinking, yeah, well, for quick use, I'll use that. So I grabbed some die cuts as well. I do have some more on the way, but I'm not you'll get to see them as time goes by, as time goes on. I'm not waiting for them to come to do this. Now we get to the next bit, which I'm hoping my idea is a good thrifty idea, because if it is, it may help some of you guys. And it's this, yeah, big massive bubble wrap. Got to squish the bubble wrap. And for this I need a cutting board, so I will, oh goodness me, for the sake of the video, use one that isn't caked up full of rubbish, because it's driving me insane. I will use this one, my lovely green one, which I don't like the colour of. I very rarely use this actually. I actually use this as a cushion to put underneath this one and the blue one, which these came from Aldi last year. So I've got this A3 sized one, double sided, and then I got a packet that had two A5 sized ones in. So they come from Aldi last year when they had a big sale on for the sewing stuff, and I've actually just been and bought some more now a couple of days ago, because a friend said, oh, Aldi have got this stuff back in, so I was straight down there for chopping boards, cutting mats. But this, like I said, everybody's going on about these cutting mats, glass ones, and it's like, right, okay, well, you've seen how stressed out I am already about how mucky they are, and they can be hard to clean actually. And I was looking at the cutting mats and I'm thinking, I really want one of them, but I can't really say as I want to pay that much for one. I actually did order one. Actually did. There's a lot of glare coming off that, obviously, because this is glass. So let's just, it might get a bit dark now. We'll pop the curtains shut, but oh, still not working, is it? Not working enough, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I did actually buy one. It wasn't cheap. It was about, I think it cost about 20 quid. Well, saying not cheap. I think it was from a seller, not Amazon themselves, and I think it was about £20 and then about £5 postage or something, so it was like 25, nearly £30, and I thought, do you know what, it actually didn't turn up, but I'm thinking, do I really need to, I really wanted it. It's the proper glass cutting one with all the measurements on and everything like on these, and I'm thinking, do I really want to pay that much, or should I just tell them, please refund? Because they'd asked, would you like a replacement or a refund? And I'm thinking, do I really want to pay that much for one? Do I want one desperately enough to pay that much for one, or just because I don't like messy and I want something easy to clean? Or should I just ask for a refund and look for something else? Not necessarily a cheaper one, but something else. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to ask for a refund and I'll find something else, and I did. Which is this, and it is literally a kitchen glass chopping board. So of course it's reinforced tempered glass because it's a kitchen cutting board. It's thick. I haven't had it out of the packet yet, so I'm just going to take this off if I can. Oh, I hate it when they shrink wrap them like this because I can never get in it. Especially with my nails. Let's see. There we go. Split it. It's not a specific brand or anything. It is just a glass cutting board for a kitchen. It cost me £4.99 on Prime, so it come the day after too. But this was my, excuse the noise. This was my way of thinking, which is get that off. Obviously, because it's a kitchen one, it comes with these little silicone, rubber, plastic, whatever they are, feet on. Yes, it is ridged, which is actually really good. I'll tell you why in a minute. But my theory was, well, if I sit it on top of my cutting board, cutting mats, I don't think it's going to show properly with that green one, so let's put the pink one on. There, it shows a bit better with the pink one. It's not quite A3, so you don't get the full measurements. It has got the rubber feet on, so look, it doesn't, oh my god, it doesn't slide, which is awesome. So it sits on there perfectly, but whilst it's sat on there, I don't think it's showing up quite as good on the camera. Yes, it's got ridges on, but I can see through this enough to still be able to use the board underneath as a measure. I actually tend to have mine that way, and I use the little squares. But I thought, you know what, I can actually see through that enough to sit this on top of it, knowing it's not going to, this moves because they're just sat on top of the paper that I use as a background, but this isn't going to moves when I'm using it, and I can see through that enough. Yes, it's a bit frosty, but I can see through it enough to be able to still use that as guidelines to cut. Like when I'm cutting tags and I want a corner cut off, I'll line it up with these little squares and cut across at an angle and that sort of thing, which I actually, to be honest, very rarely use the cutting mat, these, as a guide anyway. They're just there for convenience, because then I obviously don't cut through the paper on the desk or at the desk. But then I go absolutely nuts. My OCD has major issues when I've done a project, which I've just done a birthday journal for a friend, and that happens. And then I've got to scrub and clean, and it does come off, but I'm like, yeah, going proper mental, because it's driving me insane. So I'm like, right, let's try this idea then. And I like that. And hitting on the fact that it is a kitchen cutting board, so you have these ridges, yeah? Something that Tracy Fox mentioned in one of her videos. I'm not sure which video it was. I watched it probably last week or the beginning of, well, it's Friday, so it might even have been the beginning of this week. Don't know when the video was from. She was doing something, and she put a piece of paper on, or whatever she was doing at the time, and spinning it round. And as she did that, it kind of spun off across her mat. She uses a glass one. And she was saying the disadvantage to using a glass mat, the advantage is obviously, ignore this, it's falling apart anyway. The advantage of using a mat is it's easy to clean. The disadvantage of using a mat is when you're doing something, paper slides across it. Which, yes, it probably still will on this. But whilst you're using this is ridged. It's designed to be cut on for fruit and stuff like that, or meat or whatever. It doesn't slide as much. Like, it does, don't get me wrong, it's paper, but not as easy. Look, I'm having to pretty much push that across there, where Tracy put it down and kind of moved around, and the paper just went like that right across the mat. So it was like, actually there's a slight advantage to having these ridges, because it won't move as much when you cut it. I mean, I will never actually cut on here properly anyway, to be honest. I think she was using like one of these cutters, which I don't like. So I'd probably never cut on the actual mat, although it is a cutting mat. Obviously designed to be used by knives, so it probably would be okay, but I'd probably still just reach for, put it across here. I probably, even though I'm using this, would probably still reach for the small mat and cut, although that will scoot across there. But I'd probably either move that and cut on the mat underneath, or just slot that on top. Although there's a gap under there with the feet anyway, so that'd be handy, because I could still have all my mats on there and have that slide under there, and then just lift this up, use the mat, bring it back. But yeah, so, but anyway, whether you guys want to try it or not is up to you. But £4.99, if all else fails, we've got a new glass cutting mat for the kitchen. But £4.99 glass cutting mat as opposed to £24.99, $34. I've even seen these mats, them glass cutting mats, the brands that they're using, go for $74.99. And it's like, don't think so. It's not so much laziness, but it's a quicker way of cleaning up. And the good thing is I do generally tend to clean as I go, so if I do so, or I'll put a piece of paper on the mat and glue on the paper, but when I'm in a rush or whatever, you know, I do clean as I go, but sometimes it's not that convenient to do it, and then I've got to scrub like mad to get that off, and sometimes it doesn't always come off, and then like that sometimes it leaves marks still on it, which drives me even more insane because it's stained with ink. That is ink, distress ink, and it will come off, but then sometimes it leaves a mark in the background, and that drives me even more insane because I don't like everything brand new, but it just bugs me. So I thought with this it'd be a perfect solution, because obviously I can just wipe it up, wash it, no problem, dry it with a tissue, good to go straight away. Yeah, whether you guys want to try it or not, I don't know, it's up to you, but this is the route I'm going down at the moment anyway, so there will be videos of me doing things while I'm using this, so we shall definitely give it a good testing out. And like I said, the good thing about this is it's got the little rubber feet on as well, like there, so if you do want to have a do and put it over a mat you already have, then it ain't gonna go anywhere, so that's really good. So yeah, I was just really excited to show you this.